Welcome back. So in the last video I was talking about having, simple letters that adhere to a few basic rules, not because this is what makes the most stylish tag, but because this is what helps you get control over the marker and what lines you're doing. So some of the things I like to keep in mind is I want my letters to be the same height and the same width as each other. I like to keep a certain slant. Actually, it'll help if I can get... Oh no! My Sharpie fell. It's like a pen or something. So the height and width sort of the same. I like to keep, if the letters have a slant, I like to try and keep that. Obviously I've not done it perfectly here. But I mean, that's sort of, I guess, a bit my style. I'm going to use that excuse. So yeah, something you might want to look at doing is keeping, I've done it better on this letter, is keeping the slant sort of the same. It doesn't matter where you slant, like if you slant forward, that's cool, just do what's natural, not what I'm doing here necessarily. Because remember, it always expands off skills you know with handwriting, and the letters you know with handwriting, you're just making them more fancy or exaggerating the motions and not relying on your hand. Which reminds me, I have to talk about another point. Okay. So something I forgot to mention before I started doing this alphabet, and you may have noticed while I was doing it, is contrary to normal handwriting where you just, as the name suggests, writing with your hand. When I do tags, I try to hold the marker in the same sort of spot in my hand at all times. I like to sort of lock it in there, and I you may find, say with the chisel tip, it doesn't matter with the bullet tip or certain other things, but you may find you like to angle it a certain way. It's more comfortable for you. It doesn't really matter what way you do it as long as you're happy doing it. You know what I mean? And as long as you're comfortable and you're enjoying what you're doing. So I like to hold the pen and sort of lock my wrist and my fingers, and I'm not doing anything with them. They're just holding the pen. That's their job. And all the motion just comes from your shoulder and arm. And that's sort of where you get the ability to take a letter that's sort of, small, like that S shape, and you can sort of end up making it bigger and sort of stretching it out and making it bigger than you'd ever do with your hand, and still keeping that happy shape to it. Oops. Oh, okay. Let's show you all the examples that I just drew, every single letter that I just drew. I'm not gonna, hide anything from you, or it's all just about the efforts of learning. So as you can see from the letters I drew, I was able to take smaller, like this small letter, into something that was a bit bigger, and then still bigger again, without really losing too much of the integrity of the lines, like they're not getting too shaky or anything. Because if you try to do that with your hand or slowly with your arm, because you don't have much practice with this, then it does get kind of wobbly and it looks kind of gross. So sorry, I'm being a jerk. I should show you those crappy bees that I drew. It's okay to make mistakes. I do it a lot, and actually sort of towards the end of the page when I'm not using a desk, or even when I am, I find things get difficult sometimes. So don't worry about it. Just sort of I don't know. It's okay to laugh at it or just ignore it, whatever. Just the important thing is to keep going. Sometimes you can draw inspiration from your mistakes too. So it's not the worst thing. Sorry, I'm not even using my arm. Do what I say, not as I do. Just another example of using. I was using my hand. Actually, I'll try and do. I mean, it wasn't bad. You can do it, but I couldn't make that much bigger. Like if I wanted to try and make the B bigger, I do really have to use my arm, because my hand just doesn't go that big. Sorry. There you go. So that's sort of combination of arm, hand. That's all arm. You know, I guess at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter if it's comfortable to you. Then, and like what you're doing looks good to you, then it kind of doesn't matter. Alright, so that'll end that part.